Hey y'all, it's your girl Nadia.
And it's me, Coach T.
And we are two average people.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Welcome back to our channel. We know we got some more subscribers. I've been bragging about us. Like, go subscribe. Check us out. Our daughter's bragging about us. And guess what, y'all?
We got merch.
We got merch. Can y'all read it? Two average people. Are you tapped in?
Are you tapped in?
TAP, tapped. Get it?
Two average people. There we go.
Are you tapped in?
Get tapped in.
Two average people. So y'all, we are so excited because we have our merch line that is about to drop, and these shirts are going to be on it. Some other shirts that we've designed are going to be on it. We are so excited for you guys. We're excited. We're going to jump right into another controversial clip that we saw, and we want to get your opinion on it. So let's take a look.
How do you keep a woman happy?
You gotta love what's inside the house, not just what's outside the house. Sometimes we lose focus. We start loving what's outside the house instead of what's inside the house. Because that thing inside is very emotional. And we gotta treat it as such. She'll tell you what she wants, she'll tell you what she needs. She'll tell you how to treat her. You just gotta pay attention to the signs. But sometimes we're so busy being who we are, we miss the visual that she's giving us. And she's telling us. She's telling us everything. Like if a woman touch you on her shoulder, your shoulder, that means she wants to be touched on hers. Pay close attention to the signs. She usually gives what she wants. How many times they, baby, what you do today? Nothing. She really wants you to say, baby, what you do today? And we just missed it because we so consumed with self. We got to get out there, especially when they've been our biggest cheerleader for a multitude of years, or they just come in the game late and they still cheer, even though we don't have on a jersey.
That is wisdom, y'all.
That's wisdom.
Like, I so agree with this, and it's something that I know we've talked about a lot because I feel like it's so easy to know what your partner wants if you pay attention. So like, okay, here comes that big holiday, or here comes the birthday or Valentine's Day. You're like, I don't know what to get her.
Yeah.
But she, all year, she done mentioned the Martha Stewart pot she wants. She talked about a restaurant she tried or she wants to try. So like, I come home and I'm like, babe, I just went out with my girls, man. That restaurant was so good. It was my first time trying it, but it was so good. I got to go back. What you gonna? What? That's a clue.
It's true.
You can be like,
it's true.
You can say, oh, where'd y'all go? Oh, it's this place in DC called whatever the name is. Take your little list out on your phone, write it down. Another day she could be talking about something else. She's like, man, I really need a new pasta pot, man. This pasta pot is old. Take your list out on your phone and write it down. I'm speaking to men specifically.
Yeah, no, we need it.
Because this is what the clip was referencing. But you guys tend to compartmentalize, right?
Yes, we compartmentalize.
What does that mean, right? They put things in compartments. They have a work compartment. They have a home compartment. They have, you tell me what other compartments.
I mean, there's not a whole ton. There's entertainment. There's sex, which is different from entertainment.
Sex has a whole compartment
by itself. It's a whole compartment by itself.
And overlaps in all the other compartments.
Well, kind of.
To be entertained, you want to have sex.
I mean,
house, you want to have sex. When you go to work, you think about sex. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's kind of true. She ain't lying. She ain't lying. But yeah, so there's different compartments that we could all jump into at any given time, right? But I think what she's saying is true, fellas. And here's the thing. And a lot of times in our comments, we'll get the angry red pill dude who's been like ODing on Kevin Samuels way too much, and is very angry anytime we mention how to take care of your woman better, because for them they feel like put upon that they have to also again consider a woman's needs. To you, because right about now is when you're starting to get pissed off. To you, I say, there's one thing to not respect the women who don't earn your respect. I can't do nothing about that, but for the ones you do respect, this is the conversation for them. And if you're the type of person who believes that those types of women don't exist, or they're so few and far between, you shouldn't treat any of them with any kind of respect, check you. Because this is good meat and potatoes right here.
Yes.
She's putting you up on game, and she's doing it without being hateful or hurtful. Like, you gotta, everybody ain't painted in the same brush, and it's time for you to start getting to know the ones that aren't, and not just harping on the ones that you deem are. So, take in some good information, Kim.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you.
You'd be
this
surprised.
is good stuff. She's telling you, this is the key to the kingdom.
The
pay
stuff
attention.
you learn if you just pay attention, right?
But I will say this, for those guys, it's not like they haven't tried to pay attention. It's that they've paid attention and it didn't pay off. So, what do you think about that as a thought process from a man?
They paid attention, but it didn't pay off.
Yes.
So, what did they pay? My question would be, what did they pay attention to?
Okay, let's say...
Okay, because I think, for instance, let's take the love languages, for example.
All right.
You tend to give we've talked about the love languages before. Acts of service, touch, gifts, quality time, and words of affirmations, right? Those are the 5.
Right.
You tend to give off the love language that you want. Okay?
Yeah.
So, for someone, to answer your question, for someone who paid attention but it didn't pay off, my question would be, well, what did you pay attention to?
So, effectively, like, you're doing the thing to show love to your partner, so you go buy your partner a bunch of gifts, thinking that that's what it is you are doing. You're showing your love.
Right.
Without considering that that's not how she sees love. So when you say pay attention, you mean pay attention to her needs outside of the context of yourself as a man.
You have to pay attention to, as a man, yes, you have to pay attention to her needs. And as a woman, you have to pay attention to his needs. So
yes.
I've heard situations where
That's
man
good.
in particular would say, I don't understand. I went to work, I bought her gifts. I didn't cheat on her. I don't get why she was so unhappy. Okay, but here's the problem. Did you spend time with her? Well, I had to work. Mm-hmm. Did you tell her she was beautiful? Well, she knows she's beautiful. She know I love her. Mm-hmm. Did you see what I'm saying? So, like, you paying attention isn't just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Because she might value you being home more and maybe making a little less money. But where the trick comes in is you might value, I know men who value just working. And so, that's where you have to kind of figure out how that's going to work for both of you. But what are you paying attention to?
For me, it's like when the Bible always says, do not be unevenly yoked. That, to me, is an example of unevenly yoked. Our values are too different. If I'm always wanting to be at work and she always wants to have my time, those two things are antithetical. They won't work. Because I want to be at work. What I'm going to do is put a lot of time, effort, and energy, and a lot of my compartmental energy in that direction. But then what I won't do is spend the time she needs so that she can feel valued inside of the terms of the relationship. So what we end up doing is depriving each other of the things we say we absolutely need. Even though a lot of the times we're not even doing it on purpose. It's not a malicious thing, but it is a thing that happens, and the consequences are and feel the same.
I think you sometimes deprive yourself of what you need a lot of the time because you're so focused on the other person. So it's that finding that fine balance
that's good.
of what you need. Because if you're a workaholic,
it's good.
My question to you would be, okay, are you just a workaholic or do you not want to be home?
And therein lies the difference,
so
man.
It goes deeper for me because a lot of people work all the time because they just don't want to go home.
Yeah, for
because
the guy
they're like they don't want to go home to
they
the
gotta
fussing.
go to the bar, they gotta go to the strip club, they gotta go to a bunch of other
They
places
don't want to
before you
do
go
all
home.
that.
Oh, bro,
But at the same time,
if I gotta do that, bro, I'm just gonna stop the relationship altogether, or go fix myself to get that therapy.
well, see, and you're
I gotta do something.
You're different because all of that takes work, and some people are like, look, cheaper to keep her, right? But so to go back to your question of I paid attention, but it didn't pay off. We would have to answer your question. We'd have to dig a little deeper. Well, what did you pay attention to? Because someone can love you. I said this before, y'all. If you haven't heard it, go back and watch the other episodes. This is the difference between someone who loves you, someone who is in love with you, and someone who can love you the way that you need to be loved and the way you can receive love.
Wow.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Because you can love, sure. Love is a choice, right? Not necessarily an emotion. It's a choice. I mean, it's an emotion, but it's more of a choice.
It's more of a choice.
So if it's a choice, then you have to be able to love someone the way they need to be loved, the way they can receive love. And sometimes two people that come together that love each other can't do that. And that's okay. That doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. You just haven't found someone that you're compatible with in that way. But that's the important piece.
I also think, because to piggyback on what you're saying, I also believe that the person who you should make that type of investment in should be the person who is obviously making that type of investment back into you.
Correct.
Outside of that, you are taking your own risks. Male, female, you're taking your own risks if you're operating outside of that. And what does that look like? It doesn't look like fancy trips to restaurants. It doesn't look like vacations. It doesn't look like that. It looks, especially from a man, it looks like an emotional investment. When we are making an emotional investment, because men with money will throw it around like it's nothing.
I'm so glad you.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you
so
say that.
if you're saying that a fancy restaurant is your tell to know whether a man is good or not, bad men have money too. You feel me? And it's nothing for them to throw it around and take you to some fancy restaurant or another and make you feel or whatever. But then you gonna call him a liar when he eventually goes, "No, I'm good." You're gonna say you feel led on, and then do the same thing. We say, "Oh, how can she do this to me? I did all this and that for her." Did you though? Did you though? Or did you believe you did because of what you believe about you?
And that's the piece. That's the piece.
You feel me?
And I love that you said that, because to bring it back to the clip, this is Deion Sanders, who has a lot of money, clearly, and can just be like, here, just buy what you want, do what you want, take what you want. But he even said, as rich as he is, that you have to pay attention to what's happening inside the home.
Absolutely.
Money is not going to be the end all be all. It's nice. I'm not going to act like money's not important.
It is.
Right? It is. And let's not fake the funk. It is. Everybody wants, especially women, we want a man that can provide, right? So let's be real. But at the same time, that's not going to be the end all be all. His point is, you need to pay attention to what's happening. This is a tip, y'all. Make a list. We talk a lot throughout the year. I remember, but sometimes as I get older, y'all, I'm in my 40s, it's getting a little rough.
I can never
make a list in your phone.
Check it twice.
Pay attention to the conversations that you're having with your spouse and say, oh, she really liked that restaurant. Let me write it down. She really likes that cookie I really like cake cookies from Uncle Chip's in DC. Write it down. Don't bring me a chocolate cake home. I don't want chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's a thought that counts. When have you ever known me to eat chocolate cake?
The thought only counts in the very beginning when you're trying to figure it out. After you should have long figured it out, it's not a thought anymore.
Take out your list. Make a list, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you to actually do this. Make a list of the things that your spouse or your partner likes.
It's true.
It can be a restaurant. It can be a favorite dessert. It can be whatever. In our case, we just had this conversation that going forward for the next couple of years, we're not doing any gifts.
Yeah.
And the reason we're not doing gifts is because we want to invest that money that we would spend on jewelry and flowers and all the other things that we would do into our brand, into building ourselves.
Yes.
We've been to get married for 13 years, together for much longer.
Much longer.
We don't need to buy each other gifts at
After
this
a while,
point.
it's redundant.
So we were like, together, we're not doing gifts. However, that does not mean that we can't celebrate.
Oh,
so
no.
in the same breath, he may not have his list writing down, oh, well, she really likes, she really wants a pot, or she really wants a new, I don't know, light for her room. But he could be writing down, she really loves when I rub her feet and she's watching Mrs. Doubtfire, which I actually really do like that, y'all. So, it could be, it doesn't have to be something you spend money on. It could be I like long walks. He likes just sitting out on our patio. It could be sitting out on our patio around our fire pit with a glass of wine, eating pizza, like just little stuff like that you can create that doesn't even really cost you anything, right? So if money's an issue for you,
it's just like you said, fall in love with what's in the house.
Fall in love with what's in the house.
I love
what's
my
in
home.
the house.
If I never feel like I can't go home. Are you kidding me? Absolutely
pay
not.
Attention.
My home is my kingdom.
Yes.
So if my wife is in my home, I need to pay attention to her in the same way.
Yeah.
And I get the brothers that find it, especially these days, that find it difficult to do it. But I'm telling you, just like everything else, we're going to always preach on this show. We're better together. So together got to be together.
Yeah.
And if you're going to fall in love with what's in the house, that's how you do it.
That's
you
how
start
you do
here.
it. Pay attention, y'all.
Start here, bro.
Pay attention.
I promise. This is the one to start. Start here. But after you get here, go here.
Yeah. I'm telling you, you'll learn a lot if you
learn
listen.
a lot. I promise.
So I want you guys to make your list. I want you guys to pay attention to what's going on in your home. And remember that I thought he was going to end it a minute ago. Remember actually that we are better together. Check out our merch.
Merch.